What's up, everyone? John Manson, a Sea of Red, back again with a weekly vlog update. And this week we got a fun topic, in my opinion, kind of talking about the top athletic achievement for a Liberty Flames team. There's been some debate, especially with the Liberty softball making it to super regionals, as far as where does that one rank all time? Is it the best ever? Is it, number two, number three, whatever? Is it something else? And so let's talk about it. Let's kind of break them down. And I'm going to first start with a few criteria as to how we determine what belongs on this list, where they belong in a ranking, and kind of give you my ranking of where they're at currently. And so a couple guidelines or rules, if you will, to start with is number one, it has to be a Liberty NCAA Division I sport. No offense to anything other than those, namely the club teams. I mean, obviously had some success there. Obviously, look at men's lacrosse here just recently won a national championship, and women's hockey's won some national championships, several national championships. No offense to those teams, but again, they're not quite on the same level as far as Liberty athletics as a whole. NCAA Division I teams and the achievements some of those teams have made. So that's one thing. And then there's, in my opinion, three kind of grading criteria that we need to look at. And you may value some of these or one of these higher than another. I'm trying to put them all on a level playing field and give them level weights to each of the three. You may disagree with that, and that's fine. But those three are, I think the most obvious is the finish. Where does the Liberty athletic team finish nationally? Do they win a national championship, which obviously Liberty is still looking for its first ever team national championship at the NCAA Division I level. A second place finish is better than a first round exit in a national tournament. That's obvious. So your finish, that's one of the grading criteria. Number two is your path to that finish. Using softball as an example, them beating the number one team in the nation twice means something. It's more impressive than if they, were to beat some team in a play-in game type thing, right? So that means something. Your path to your finish means something. And for some sports, like we'll talk about, that includes your regular season. Like your regular season, sometimes your margin for error is a lot less than in other sports. So your path to getting to your finish. So your finish, your path there. And then third, like the national exposure, the national reach that team, that sport has, right? So in our culture today in the U.S., college football is the number one sport. So a national finish there has more weight, more value, if you want to use that word, more national reach, does more to advance Liberty's mission, advance Liberty's reach as a program, brand, expand Liberty's brand in football than it does in, a golf or a women's lacrosse or a tennis or something like that. So those are kind of the three grading criteria that I think should go into this: your national finish, your path to that finish, and then the national reach, either for the brand or the sport or national awareness, however you want to, quantify that. So those are kind of the three grading criteria. I'm trying to put ample weight, equal weight to each of those three. You may disagree with that. You may think your national reach is more important. You may put more emphasis on your actual finish, and that's fine. This obviously is going to be my opinion, and there's lots of opinions out there. But like I said, there's six teams finishes, six Liberty athletic team finishes over the years that, in my opinion, qualify to be in this conversation. Obviously, so there's a lot of teams, a lot of sports that have had success that I'm not going to talk about, but in my opinion, these are the top six. So let's kind of break them down. I'm going to go in order from 6 to 1. And obviously just being included here is an honor and should be an honor. So let's kind of go through it. Number 6, in 2012, Liberty's golf team finished 10th nationally. And this one and one I'll talk about here in a minute, were kind of 1A and 1B, the top two kind of holding the flag of the best team finish of all time. And as we'll see as we get into this list, it has been greatly populated, this list has, in the last handful of years. So Liberty has seen a lot of its success and accomplishments in recent seasons. And I think this list, that'll continue to happen. Like, it won't be, long before this list is 10 plus. And so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, 2012 men's golf, they won the Big South. They went to the NCAA regionals. They finished in the top 5 in the regional, advanced to the national championship, and had a 10th place finish nationally. Truly a remarkable accomplishment. The men's golf program probably doesn't get the credit they deserve for the level of success they've had for such a long time. When we were talking, that was 13 years ago. Men's golf team is still one of the best sports on campus. They didn't quite make regionals this past season, but that kind of ended a streak of the team making nationals several years in a row. So making it to regionals, I should say, not nationals, but making it to NCAA regionals has kind of become commonplace for Jeff Thomas and the golf team. Incredible program and an incredible accomplishment back in 2012, and they've made it to the national round more than this one time. So they've had a lot of success, but golf made, number 6 on this list, 2012, number 10 national finish, incredible accomplishment. Number 5 on my list, men's basketball, 2019, winning the game in the NCAA tournament, finished in the top 32, the round of 32, came incredibly close to make it to the Sweet 16, which if they did that, obviously they would be higher on this list, but they came incredibly close to making it to the Sweet 16 back in 2019, led Virginia Tech at halftime for ultimately losing that game. But what an incredible team and an incredible accomplishment they had. First of all, getting to the NCAA tournament, right? Like, if you remember that in the A-Sun that season, Lipscomb was really the defending champs and the preseason favorite, and they came into the Vine Center and kind of embarrassed Liberty on their home floor back in January of that season. And Liberty was kind of facing an uphill battle trying to reach Lipscomb that season. And Lipscomb's a really good team. Top 50, maybe a top 30 team nationally. They probably deserved to get an at-large into the NCAA tournament. They ended up going to the NIT and made it all the way to the runner. They were national runner-up in the NIT, so finished second place in the NIT. So they probably deserve to be in the NCAA tournament. But Liberty went on the road and beat Lipscomb twice that season, most importantly in the conference championship game to get to the NCAA tournament. So that was one of the best wins that the men's basketball programs had all time. Then in the NCAA tournament, with 30 points from Caleb Holmesley and a great game also from the entire team, obviously, but Lavelle Cabell had a really good game as well, too, knocking off Mississippi State, the only win Liberty's ever had in men's basketball in the NCAA tournament. So they come in 5th on this list, an incredible accomplishment, incredible team. Wish we would have got to see what that team could do in 2020. Obviously, they qualified for the big dance again, but that due to COVID, that tournament was never played, and a lot of the key pieces from that team was back, and they could have made a run that would have been included on this list as well too. But 2019 men's basketball comes in number 5 here. Number 4 on my list, women's basketball, Sweet 16, 2005. Katie Feenstra, who's now assistant coach, was the key figure there. She was later a first-round draft pick in the WNBA, and Liberty beat the number 4 and the number 5 seed that year. And Carrie Green in women's basketball, especially some of the current students at Liberty or newer fans, you may not realize the level of success that program and that team had. They dominated the Big South, winning something like 17 straight conference tournaments and reaching the big dance. And and they were always dominating the Big South, but they couldn't quite get over that hump. Kind of similar to softball, like we'll talk about here in a minute. Getting to regionals every year, but not being able to get over the hump. It's the same thing for the women's basketball team. If you go back to 2005, leading into that season, and they just, couldn't get over the hump, couldn't get that win in the NCAA tournament. And finally, with Katie Feenstra as a senior leading the way, Liberty got 2 wins in the big dance and got to the Sweet 16, which, like I was saying a minute ago with golf, this women's basketball run in 2005 and then the golf run in 2012, those two were kind of standing heads and shoulders above all the other team accomplishments for such a long time until we've gotten to the more recent years. They were the flag bearers of accomplishments. And why not Liberty was kind of famously coined back then from Katie Feenstra. She was asked after, getting that second win in the big dance to get to the Sweet 16 is, Katie, you could have gone anywhere in the country. Why'd you choose Liberty? And she said, why not Liberty? Look at us. And it's women's basketball number 4. The top 3 are kind of, in my opinion, have kind of maybe taken a slight step above those 3. They kind of are in that next tier, in my opinion. And, we'll get into them, what those 3 are and who they are and what they did. But one of them, and maybe this is a cheap cop-out, but is softball. I think softball deserves to be in the top 3. Their current run from what they did, a tremendous season, ranked in the top 25 most of the year. They've been here at the regional stage each and every year, under Dot Richardson, dominated Conference USA the last 2 years, have not lost a conference series in 2 seasons, won the conference regular season title, clinched that a week before the season was over, then won the conference tournament title. And then what they did in the regional College Station this past weekend, 2 wins over the number 1 team in the country, doubling the number of wins Liberty Sports has over the number 1 team in the country in any sport in just 2 days by getting those 2. And field hockey is the other one that has 2 wins over a number 1 team at the NCAA Division I level. So those 2 wins, specifically the one in Game 7 Sunday night that over 500,000 people watched on ESPN2. Those 2 wins, in my opinion, are the best wins. Specifically that Game 7, the best win in Liberty athletic history, regardless of sport. Beating the number 1 team in your sport on a national stage like that to accomplish a feat that a Liberty athletic team, Liberty softball, had never done before. Like, I don't know if you can point to any other single win in Liberty athletics that's better than that. You could probably point to some football wins, men's basketball wins, but what that team did, Dot Richardson, Rachel Roop, and the rest of this team did a tremendous accomplishment. And that's why we're talking right now, right? Why we're talking about this. But one thing I'm going to say, and why I said it might be a little bit of cop-out, I'm not ranking softball right now. I think they're in the top 3, but their season's still going on. It's not fair to them, that team, to rank them right now at 3, 2, or 1. Their season's not done. Let's see what they do this weekend against Oregon in the Supers and see how far they go. And then, as time comes, over the next few days, next few weeks, we can kind of maybe rightly rank them. But I do think that they're already in the top 3. So I'll kind of put them in there. I actually think right now I'd probably place them second. But let's wait and see how their season finishes before we say they're 1, 2, or 3. That's just kind of where I'm at right now. So the next one, which is not number 1, so I guess I'd say number 3, or if you want to put them as number 2, is football's finished in 2023, making it to the Fiesta Bowl. One of only 12 teams make it to a New Year's Six Bowl at that point in time, either the CFP, which was at 4 teams, or the New Year's Six. And Liberty football was that. They got to that point and went 13-0. You can talk about their path to get there was easier than some of these other teams' paths, which I don't disagree with. They did not play a Power 5 at that time, a Power 5 opponent. They didn't play a ranked opponent. So that's probably the biggest knock against them. But their margin for error was basically zero, like even negative zero, below zero, because, if you go back to that season, many didn't think Liberty had a chance to get to a New Year's Six Bowl as a top-ranked Group of 5 team, just due to the strength of schedule being, probably the worst in the country. So that team had to be perfect. They had to win every game, and they needed help, honestly, right? Like SMU losing or winning to beat Tulane there in that conference championship game in the AAC is really probably what propelled the Flames to the New Year's Six. So their margin for error was zero, and they got the job done. Went undefeated in, like I said earlier, college football, the most the one sport in America that draws the most attention, brings the most eyeballs to your school, your university, your program, is through football. And what football did get into the Fiesta Bowl. Obviously, the performance in the Fiesta Bowl is, leaves a little bit of sour taste in your mouth, if you want to call it that, or you wish you could have that day over, that game back. But getting to that point, it didn't matter what happened in that game, just getting there. Football deserves to be on this list 2023. And then who I'll put at number one right now, and if you follow Liberty Athletics, you know who it is, who I'm leaving out at this point in time. Field hockey, 2021, national runner-up, made it all the way to the national championship game, beat the number one team on their path there, beat a storied UConn program to win the Big East title, got into the NCAA tournament, like I said, beat the number one team in the country, made it to the championship game and lost their national runner-up. It's the best finish in Liberty Athletic history as far as reaching it to the Natty. Kudos to the field hockey team and the program. That program has been at the top of its game and on campus for years, every year competing for conference championships and on that national level as being a top 25, a top 15, a top 10 team. So that's kind of my ranking. Golf, men's basketball, women's basketball, Sweet 16, football, Fiesta Bowl, and field hockey making it to the national championship. Let me know your comments. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Where do you think the softball team should rank? And let's, see just what softball does here in these next few days, hopefully weeks, as they continue to play. They got Oregon this weekend, number 16 Oregon in the Supers, and really looking forward to watching those games. I think they got a great chance, but it's obviously you got to compete at an extremely high level with only 16 teams remaining. So that's my take on it. Maybe we'll update this when the softball team's over, the season's over for the softball team, and update it. And hey, who knows? Don't put anything past those girls. They could win the national championship, and this whole list becomes a moot point at that point in time. But that's kind of where I'm at. Let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Share this video. Be sure if you're on our page here, a See Red on YouTube, hit that like button. Subscribe. Share the video. All those things. It helps us out. Helps our page continue to grow, and us to be able to continue to bring you Liberty Athletics content. So, thanks, guys. Have a great day.